Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jumpin here. This is going to be a Mass Effect 3 gameplay commentary. Today I'm going to be using the Asari Justicar, another amazing character from the, DLC. Honestly guys, I believe that almost all the new characters that you get are really, really good. I've played with almost all of them now, besides the Gap Infiltrator, which I know is good. Um, and yeah, I love them. I love them all. And this particular one, the Asari Justicar, is definitely probably one of the best adapts. She just can do a lot of good Bionic explosion moves. All right, so let's go ahead and get into her powers. Now I'm going to be talking about how to build the defensive and offensive build of this. Obviously, I'm going to be using the offensive one, so I'm just putting it out there. If you were going to go for the defensive one, though, for the first one, you would definitely want shield regeneration. This makes it so you and all your allies, you're gonna recharge your shields better. And that's an accident right there. But for your offensive one, you're gonna want radius because it's gonna make it, like pretty much 4 meters wide, and you just run up to a group of enemies and throw it out and trap them all in the bubble. For your next offensive power, you would want enemy weakness. This is going to make it so they take 25% more damage if they're in the bubble, meaning that any bionic explosion in there is also going to do a lot more damage. Of course, if you wanted the defensive build, you would go for damage reduction. Alright, and then for the final one, which really matters the most, is warp effect. This is absolutely amazing. This is actually like what makes this power really broken, because it pretty much, the whole bubble becomes a giant warp. It deals 50 points of damage, reducing armor by 25%, and also, it sets up bionic explosions and can detonate them. So, it's like a Reave, it's like a warp. It can do both, and that's what makes it amazing. And of course, if you wanted the defensive power, you would pretty much just go for allied protection, which is once again just gonna make your allies shield regenerate and more damage protection. Now for Reave, always go radius, guys. Radius really matters the most. Like, you really need this power. And then I'm gonna go for damage protection, but it's really up to you. If you wanted to, you could put recharge speed, but I do prefer the damage protection myself. It's just what it is. And then for the final power, you're gonna definitely want damage and duration. I mean, I don't know. The other one, I've never even tried it before, but I just think this one offers way too much good stuff to even mess with it. And if you look, you get 40% damage reduction. Now the thing about the tank build or the defensive one is that that particular build can actually, if you combine the two powers together, the spear and the Reave, you'll have yourself 80% damage protection while you're in the bubble. And this girl will basically become like a giant Krogan of a tank, and it will help your teammates out a lot. But that's more for the player who wants to sit back and kind of chill and just snipe or something. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Everyone plays the game different. But yeah, so and it's really good against the Geth. Now I do recommend not putting any points in the pool until level 20. Once you're level 20, if you want to play on her, I do recommend 3 ranks in the pool. Alright, but for her Asari Justicar, you're going to want duration and capacity. That's going to up your duration and, of course, your capacity. And then power damage. This is definitely, like, amazing. Now, I wouldn't recommend either of these two. Like I said, if you're going to once you hit level 20, you should definitely go for, pool. 6 points, 6 points into it, but 3 ranks. For your fitness, just all shield guys. That's just what I like. That's just how I prefer it. Alright, so that's going to be pretty much it. Now, for the weapon I'm going to be using, it's going to be the Vindicator Assault Rifle once again. Now, I'd seen someone left a comment that said the Vindicator, it's a terrible gun. But yeah, I hate to call this person out, but, I'm sorry, but you are absolutely wrong. This gun is absolutely amazing, and you will see it in this gameplay. And in general, like, even on gold, silver, don't matter. It is just, if you know how to use it right, it is an amazing gun. Alright, now for my mods, I'm going to be using Warp Ammo, Assault Rifle, Damage, and Power Amplifier. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. I know a lot of people wanted to see this build. The whole offensive Asari thing came from my buddy Snide. He used it, he set it up like that. And he, the second he started using it, we knew right away that, yeah, like, it was really broken and that it was really good. Once I actually was able to see that it can detonate, it can set up. Any power in this game that can detonate and set up for bionic explosions are like the best bionic powers. That's what makes Warp so good, that's what makes Reave so good. So the bubble just does the same thing pretty much. Now you won't be seeing me use it too much, but at certain key moments I will be using it. But I recommend when you play with this character, the majority of the time, you should definitely run around and just Reave a lot. As you can tell, every time you Reave with this power, it's actually going to stun. Well, when you Reave an enemy, you'll actually stun them. And that's actually really important because, you know, I've talked about this in a lot of my other videos. Anytime you can, like, you know, anytime you can stun a guy, like right there, you know, that's amazing. Now, even if they have a shield, it will, you know, stun them. It will make them fall back a little bit, and as they fall back with this Vindicator, you can just unload into their face. That's the main thing about this gun, is that this gun, if you can hit headshots, you can pretty much mow a guy down in about 1 burst, 2 bursts, depending on the, like, you know, the difficulty, and depending on like the rank of the enemy are the only 2 things that matters. Alright, now if you can't tell, we're also playing on this map Reactor. Hands down, in my opinion, the worst map probably in the whole game. It's just dark, it's just stupid. The spawns are actually okay, I think. But you know, it's just one of those things. I really don't like it too much. Now I'm gonna be playing with my buddy Snide. He's the one, like I said, who pretty much came up with this for me. You know, he kind of like was the one who told me like this is the way that he thought it was good, and I pretty much agreed with him. So, you know, I'm gonna give him full credit for this. But the other thing is this though, is that for this gameplay, he's gonna be playing as a human adapt. Now you've seen in the last couple gameplays that the not the Turian, but the Batarian Sentinel's really good with this guy. Are really good, you know, combo is the Asari, Justicar, and the Batarian Sentinel. But you know, the human adapt's also really good as well, because you know, any power, a human adapt can warp, which is going to be amazing for Reave, and they can also shockwave, which is also amazing for Reave. So, you know, and the way it works with Reave is that if you have a group of, let's say on spawn, if you have a group of enemies, like 4 of them, clustered up together, normally on spawn they're always going to be clustered up. If you Reave, you'll probably hit all 4 of them with the Reave. If someone runs up and uses shockwave, then it will actually set off all 4 of the bombs, and that will pretty much guarantee you, you know, 4 kills. Now this is actually going to be a really awesome wave. We're going to milk this, just warning you now, but you know, I'm going to throw the bubble out in the middle of their spawn, and that's actually an amazing place to put it. It really is. Like, you'll rack up a lot of assists, a lot of points right there, because my other buddy Envy is actually going to be flying around as the Drill Vanguard, and every time, you know, they spawn there, he'll charge in and get a Bionic Explosion to help himself out by taking off their shields and doing a lot of damage to them, and also get, you know, me points pretty much as we go about doing it. You know, this thing, the bubble actually lasts for a whole minute, so it just takes forever to like go away. And as they spawn, if you Reave into the bubble, you'll also be able to, you know, boom, Bionic Explosion over and over again. I think it takes about 1 second, but let's say I go ahead and Reave, and then that's Bionic Explosion because of the bubble. If he was to wait, you know, 1 second and then charge again, it's going to be another Bionic Explosion. So it's like really, really broken. Definitely, like I said, probably the most broken like bionic power so far in the game. And this is definitely going to be probably one of the best adapts no matter what you do, just because now, if you can't tell, I have my notifications on. Normally I turn them off, but I just kind of forgot for this video, so I'm going to apologize for that. So, but anyway, yeah, like I was saying, guys, it's this, you know, this, the one thing I do like about this map is this particular wave. This wave is awesome. It really is. Now trying to get him up right there was just not a good idea, you know. Now, you know, of course, like I said, we're milking it, so if you can't tell, we're not in the upload. But Snide's gonna sit in the upload just to pretty much try to get it, you know, get points as we just all kill them. Like, you know, that's a good strategy to do when you're playing silver, which we are playing silver. You know, if you want some extra experience, it's definitely, you know, you can definitely milk it. And to me, it's more fun. The money, I don't really think matters, especially for Wave 3, guys. Never think the money matters for Wave 3, because it does not matter. Only Wave 10 normally ever matters. In gold, it kind of matters too, because in gold you get a lot of money no matter what. You know, because she's an Asari too, remember that you can always go ahead and use her little roll and stuff. Her dodge is actually really amazing. Like, just the fact that you can get away from grenades and just a lot of stuff. Like, Banshees have a lot of trouble killing you. Now you might be wondering right there, why was I going ahead and just kept putting out that bubble? The reason why was because Envy kept telling me like I needed to put it in a different spot because they weren't. He wanted to see if I can get it both, you know, like both of their big spawns down here. But you know, I don't think the radius on it is that big. Is big enough to actually hit both the spawns, but it's still, you know, pretty big. So, Anyway, guys, yeah, my next character I'm going to be using is definitely going to be the Batarian's soldier. So let me know what you think about that. You know, leave me a comment. Tell me, like, you know, do you want to see it and all that kind of good stuff, because I would appreciate that. But yeah, he's actually, once again, he's another character that is just so beastly if you can use him right. You know, it's just what it is. Like, he could just do some serious damage. And like you can get a lot of doubles and triples off of him, which I really like, because everybody likes, you know, to get, I wouldn't say everybody, but at least all my friends and me, like, we love to get like giant kill feeds. You know, and none of us are actually Call of Duty players. Well, actually maybe a couple of us are, but most of us are not Call of Duty players, so it's kind of odd, I guess, for people to care about that kind of stuff. But I'm right here, I'm gonna get dropped. You know, like, that's the only downside of running up and putting out the bubble, is that you can get put down by doing that, but it is going to help out yourself and your team a lot if you can, you know, trap all the enemies in the bubble. And cluster nades in the bubble are absolutely amazing. Like, if you can get 3 enemies in that bubble and you chuck a cluster nade into it, you're talking about the biggest bionic explosion you'll ever see in your entire life, and it's freaking awesome. You know, so that's just a couple things I wanted to point out. Anyway, yeah, like, you know, this map I decided to go ahead and do it because, like I said, like, I don't know, like, I haven't had a gameplay on this map yet out of all my gameplays, so I decided, you know, why not use this to be the first one, and maybe the last one, because I really don't like this map. Like I said, it's okay, but it's just not that good of a map. Now right here, we're really running out of time, and I knew that, you know, we have to try to get this done. So if you stand where I'm standing, like, if you can get the right spot, you can actually get the 2 players hacking, and we're gonna pretty much come down to the wire for this hack. Can we do it? Can we do it? Oh yeah, we can. You know, like, that's the second time that, you know, we've almost ran out of time. Not, you know, well, I wouldn't say not paying attention, but just kind of like, you know, milking it, and just, because hands down the best upload is that upload for this map, because, like, as you can tell, their spawn is just fucked. Like, they spawn to death. Like, with a human Vanguard down there just going to town, you'll rack up so much experience, just over and over again. Like, so it's definitely a nice little thing. And, you know, that's another thing, guys. If you're gonna play silver, I highly recommend, you know, maybe using, like, having someone, if you're gonna use this Asari Justicar, have someone play as the human Vanguard, because that will really help your team out. But for gold, I have told you before, you know, the Vanguard in gold, like, he's a little iffy. Like, you know, like, it's a high risk, high reward kind of thing. And if you know, it's really just depends if you want to take that risk or not. And most, at least for me, my friend, we do not like to take that risk, because you know, if anyone in first wave gets assassinated, especially on gold, you know, you're gonna really put everyone at a disadvantage. And you know, it just sucks when that happens, but it will happen a lot to a Vanguard, especially one that, you know, isn't really going to play that smart. That's just a couple things, guys, I wanted to point out. But yeah, Reave is definitely an amazing power. I hope you guys can see it. Now, when Snide played with this build, a lot of the times he would really like to run up and put the bubble out right away. And, you know, that is a good idea, but I really highly recommend just Reaving a lot, and, you know, using the bubble secondary. Mainly because, you know, Reave is such a great power. Like, it just does DPS, it gives you damage protection, and it stuns them. You know, so that's just a couple things it can do. And of course, you know, it's probably the best power in the whole game for setting up bionic explosions, because it just hits so many enemies. You're guaranteed to hit every enemy in the game. So it's not like Stasis, where Stasis can't hit big enemies like, you know, mechs and things like that. And it's not like Warp, because Warp is definitely probably the second best bionic power in the game, for bionic explosions, that is. But with Warp, you take the risk of enemies dodging that, or you will hit a Phantom in the face with it, and they don't get hit, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, how did that happen? Like, it just does sometimes. Now, the beautiful thing about this, and actually, I think around this point, we're actually gonna get Strictly Fago's gonna come into our game and actually help us out. So that was kind of what's up. He joins as, I believe, a human adapt, which is really awesome, because that's going to really help, you know, this character out because of the shockwave and the the shockwave and the you know, warp. Because, like, as you can tell right here, Snide's going to go ahead and just, actually, I take that back. He joins as the Asari adapt. But, you know, Snide's just going to keep, like, what you're going to want to do against big enemies like an Atlas or a Banshee or a Brute, whatever it is, you know, one person needs to constantly reave, just non-stop reaves on it, and if the other person just constantly warps, what's going to happen is that you're going to trade biotic explosions. So it's going to go, you know, reave, warp, explosion. Then let's say he goes warp, and I go reave, that's an explosion. So no matter what, you can't mess it up. And that's the beautiful part about it. And you just keep doing it over and over again. And right here, you know, you'll see it again. Like, he's just going to warp, and I'm just going to reave, and I think Circle Fago's just going to warp or, you know, throw if he wants to. And yeah, we take that thing out in like 2 seconds. You know, that's just pretty much how it goes. Now, you know, like I told you before, like with these gameplays of the new characters, I'm going to start with each of them on silver. Like, obviously this is a silver game, like I said. I'm sure a lot of people might want to see gold, of course. You know, gold is cooler, I guess. But, you know, and I've told you before, I personally do like silver a lot. Because I like to, you know, play and have fun and goof around with, like, my buddies, my bros, and all that kind of shit on Xbox Live. And, you know, gold is more of a, like, we gotta try hard. And, you know, I don't know, that's just not as fun to me, like, especially if someone gets mad or something because they die a lot, you know, things like that. That's not fun. But, you know, so that's the thing. And right there, as you can see, because we have another upload, I put out a bubble at one of their big spawns. But yeah, that's something, guys, like I said, like, you know, that's the only thing about gold I don't like. But I can't promise you this, is that when I get a chance, I've been trying to do it, I haven't been able to do it yet, is that I'm trying to get some all-GEF gameplay on gold. Now the problem with that is because everybody I know, only like nobody has the GEF infiltrator. Like nobody has it. Only one person I know, and there's 2 people I know, and the other one who has it, he hasn't really been like playing this game much. So, you know, if I can get him on board to come and get a gameplay with me, we'll definitely bring that out to you. But you know, but that is going to be a great gameplay of. It's probably going to be against Cerberus. And it's going to be, you know, 2 GEF infiltrators and 2 GEF engineers. And that would be really, I'm telling you, like, that's going to be really amazing. Like, I haven't seen it yet, so I can't promise you. But I really believe that will be, like, one of the best teams, like, of all time for any difficulty. But that's just how amazing those GEF really are. But anyway, guys, as you can tell, though, like, once again, we got the ejected wave. It's not... You know, like, all the way up to, like, the 6th wave is probably one of the worst ones, most of the time for certain maps, only because of these fucking turrets. The turrets are absolutely terrible about Cerberus. They're probably the worst thing that, you know, they have, but, I don't want to say they're the worst, but they're one of the worst things that they definitely have. You know, so that's just the thing that makes the 6th wave kind of gay. Like, literally, you might play silver and not have a problem with any of the waves but wave 6 sometimes because of the turrets, depending on the map. And, like, that new map, Hydra, oh my god. That map is so freaking bad about turrets. I hate that map with turrets, but it is a good map. And my next gameplay, which will be, like I said, well, I don't know, my GEF gold run might be the next one. I don't know yet, but more than likely, it's probably going to be the Batarian Soldier, and that will be on Hydra. Because one thing about that map, guys, if you don't know this, is that map actually, when you go to ammo boxes, you can actually get 2 grenades out of the ammo boxes on that map. So it's just like Firebase Ghost. I don't know if that's a mess up, if that's a glitch, or if that's just how they designed the map, but it's freaking awesome because that is a good map, and to be able to run around and get 2 nades out the box really makes it a lot better for any type of grenade character. And that's the same with like you know, like if you're running around with multiple grenades, because then people can, you know, sharing nades is one of the worst things in this game. It really is. Because, like, if you're running around and you need a grenade really bad, and you go to an ammo box, and you ran, like, all the way to the ammo box from where you were, and there's not a grenade in there because someone else just recently passed by and grabbed a nade, like, that's so annoying. It's, so freaking annoying, but it happens a lot. So, like, that's the beautiful part about Firebase Ghost and now Firebase Hydra, is that they actually, you know, they don't have that problem for real. Like, it's easy to share nades on that map. Alright, so this is going to be wave 7. You know, that's when the Phantoms come. But, you know, they're freaking nothing on silver. They really aren't. And especially if you can have, like, a teammate rolling with you. Like, you know, for the most part, you know, honestly, for the most part, you know, when you compare this gameplay to the one on Gold and, you know, the first one we did, yeah, I think those was better. You know, even though I was a Batarian, not the Asari, but it really showed off how good the Asari was and the Batarian in those gameplays. And this one, it's not as good because honestly, like, we weren't really sticking together that well. But Snide was definitely, like, you know, he's my boy. Like, he's always got my back, and like he was just following me the whole time, man. Because that's like the purpose of this. Like, that's like all right. Here's how it goes, guys. Is that when you play like beyond, you know, Bionics, for fun like this, like a team. The truth is this: is that, you know, you gotta stay together, and you know, someone has to be the leader. Like, someone has to be the one kind of directing everyone where to go. And the majority of the time, it is me, because like, you know, I always pretty much just find them I know where all the enemies are most of the time. Like, I'm able to kind of either predict their spawn or, you know, run to where they are, all that kind of good stuff. And if it's not me, then someone else can do it too. That's no big deal. It's just that you can't like be just going off and doing your own thing the whole time, because it's not going to help your teammates. Like, you know, I don't know. That's just what I gotta say, because it's really pointless to be reaving everything and not having, you know, an explosion. You know, like, you're just sitting there reaving everything and no one's exploding your stuff for you. You know, that's just not cool. But that's just what I'm saying. So when you play, if you're gonna try a pure Bionic team, I highly recommend doing it with your friends and doing it with your buddies and stuff, so that, you know, you're able to just, you know, work as a team and have a lot of fun, because teamwork is fun. I mean, that's the beautiful part about video games, is that we're able to pretty much, like, you know, I don't know, just be able to, you know, of course, nobody could actually do bionic bombs like ever, or, you know, you're not gonna be going out and shooting shit together, but you know, it's fun to like work together and like to like experience that together. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, guys. But anyway, alright, so here we go again. Like I said, so me and Snide are pretty much going to be sticking together the majority of the time. Because, you know, we like I said, we're really good. Like, I've known Snide for, I think, 8 years on Xbox. Like, something around there. I met him all the way back in Halo 2. Like, that's how long ago that was. But, you know, that's pretty awesome. Like, you know, like I said, I've known him for so long. We've been, like, friends forever. And, yeah. So right here, I'm going to throw out the bubble. For some reason, I don't know why it didn't detonate, but it's kind of like whatever. And I believe she just got killed by Reave. That's the other beautiful thing about Reave, though, is that if you Reave an enemy and then you get a bionic bomb, if they don't die from the bomb, the Reave will kill them. And that was ridiculous. Whoa, this thing's getting dropped. That's crazy. That was probably cluster nades, though. Cluster nades are also freaking amazing. Now right here, this is pretty funny. Two things. The first thing is Envy gets into the Vanguard glitch, and that is freaking so terrible. Like that Vanguard glitch is absolutely one of the worst things in this game. And you know, with the update they came out with, I heard the update was purely for you know, fixing like the import face glitch that was going on, which I didn't even know was a glitch. I recently just found that out from the update. Had no clue about that. But you know, apparently I guess that was a big problem for people, so they went ahead and fixed that. But you know, you think they would have tried to fix something like the credit glitch, maybe, because that's been a kind of a big problem I'm assuming that they're having. The other thing is that what's the Vanguard glitch? That's definitely not, you know, that's a terrible thing in this game that can happen to people. There we go, boom. Like that's the beautiful thing about Phantoms too, with these Asari Justicars. You're able to do that. Just run up and Reave them. Reave will always hit those things. They can't dodge it. And even if they could, like, you could just always aim it at the ground. That is something you can do, by the way, guys. Is that Reave's one of those powers where you can actually aim it at the ground or the wall around enemies, and as long as you aim to, you know, because of its giant radius, which is 3 meters, which it really isn't that big, but it's big in the sense that as long as you can aim it in the general direction, you should be able to hit them. As you can tell, Envy is in the Vanguard glitch. And like I said, it is just a terrible glitch. It will pretty much ruin you, and it kind of ruined us this game, because we will not be getting full extraction because of him. Because once you get like too stuck up in the air, and you're just screwed. Like, it's just what it is. Now right here, I noticed something pretty funny, and I called it out. You're gonna see us all kind of like look at it and laugh. Is Like Envy's colors are so fucking stupid. Look at this. Like it looks like he has stockings on, like some Christmas stockings or something. I don't even know. But we were all laughing at that for a second. But anyway, yeah, I feel like I've been cursed today. Like throughout every gameplay I've gotten today, like well, you know, every game I've played, I only record partially. But you know, out of every like game I played today, you know, it's been ridiculous. We keep getting on wave 10 this, you know, devices disabled stuff. Oh my god, hate that stuff so bad, man. Like I can't. That's the worst objective in this game. It's so pointless. Wow, you know, like just looking at this now, like you know, these atlases are getting so dropped so fast, man. You know, Bionics, everything in this game honestly works well against everything. I know that in all my videos about how to beat Geth easy and how to beat Cerberus easy and how to beat Reavers easy, I kind of like, you know, hints to the fact that the best teams against like the Geth are Tech, and the best teams against the Reapers are definitely Bionics, which is true, but they all do work like on all the factions. Like you can't just use Tech on Reapers and have a lot of success. The same with like Bionics on Cerberus or Bionics on Geth. Well, I've done it before on Gold, and it's actually was pretty easy, like for the most part. I think the real secret to this game is just the fact that you gotta be able to work as a team, and you know you can pull off some crazy and cool stuff when you're able to just, you know, do like what we're doing here. Like the beautiful part about Bionic bombing a Atlas is that any enemies around it, if you couldn't tell, like if you look at the feet, the Phantom, the Combat Engineer, they all got killed because of the Bionic bomb. And that's awesome, you know, just the ability to be able to do that is amazing. Now, right here I'm going to throw out the bubble just to try to trap her. Like I said, that's actually really good about her. Phantoms, you know, really won't be too much of an issue if you can just run up, and that scared the heck out of me, I'm not going to lie to you guys. But you know, if you just run up and hit him with that stuff, yeah, you're gonna have really no problem. Now at this point, if you can't tell, we haven't got any of the devices yet. But one really good strategy that I can give to you guys, or well, maybe not strategy, but tactic you can use, especially for Silver. Now in Gold this doesn't work because Phantoms and Atlases in Wave 10 will never stop coming. But for Silver, this really works well. Is that, you know, if you want to make the objective a lot easier to do, if it's like, you know, devices disable or whatever, enabled, whatever you want to call it, or if it's an upload, the best strategy is to not do the objective right away and just kill all the big enemies. There's going to be four Atlases, okay, and it's going to be 6 Phantoms on Silver. So if you can kill the 6 Phantoms and you can kill the 4 Atlases, then you don't have to worry about them no more. All that's going to be left is going to be Combat Engineers and Nemesis, which really ain't going to do much to you, like, to be honest. Now the turrets can mess you up, but besides that, like, you're not going to have a big issue like you will with a Phantom in an upload or an Atlas in an upload and things like that. You know, that's what can mess you up and screw you. Now for Reapers, I think it is 4 Banshees and like 8 Brutes. I don't know, it's something like that. But you know, it's just a lot. And same with I think with I also believe with Geth, it's like a total of just like 4 primes, and then I think everything else just keeps coming. But that's just pretty much like, you know, that's a good strategy. You kill the big enemies first, just to get them totally out of everything, and then once you're done with that, you're able to just, you know, have fun just milking it, or, you know, getting the objective. Like, you're not gonna get sniped out the middle of an upload from like 50 Phantoms. The Nemesis, I mean, they can do it, don't get me wrong, because you can get dropped by three Nemesis at the same time, but for the most part you don't really have to worry about it too much. Alright, so right here I'm gonna kill that guy. As you can tell, this Vindicator does a lot of damage. Like, you can, you know, it's really good at taking off shields, it's really good at just like doing a decent amount of damage. Now the mods I'm using on this gun, by the way, which I actually didn't talk about, and I apologize for that, is I'm using stability, which you need stability for this gun, you really do. And then against Cerberus, I highly recommend putting the piercing on, just for Guardians. You know, with a character like this, you know, you definitely want to be able to deal with Guardians quickly, because otherwise you might have some issues. It's just what will always happen. But yeah, you know. Now if you look over here, now this is the final stage of Vanguard glitch. Yeah, it's absolutely terrible when that happens. He can't move, Like he can't actually even like move to the extraction zone at all. So you know, all we can do at this point is just kind of like beat it without him, and or he could quit, which he would lose all his experience. So there's no point to do that. It's better just to not get full extraction and just say F it. But yeah, you know, like I said, that's the one glitch they really should try to fix if possible.
Enemy! Got it! Move out!
Alright, so now we're in wave 11. So, you know, it's the final wave. Close to the end. But, you know, I'm going to go ahead and try to get me some kill streaks if possible. You know, at first there I kind of messed up and put the rocket away. And I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get a kill streak because of that. And that sucks when that happens. But, you know, if I would have put out the rocket quicker, or actually if I just would have shot right away, I probably would have had a kill streak. Someone actually asked me how, in one of the comments, and I hope you're watching this video if you're this person, how does kill streaks work? And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering that as well. And it probably wasn't just this one guy. The way they work is this, is that I have no idea. Like, that's really the best answer I can tell you. It makes no sense. I just think that earlier in the game, like wave 2 and 3, I think that the only thing that matters for those particular waves is, I think like the number of enemies killed at once is what matters for a kill streak. Like a rocket getting shot into a group of 5 enemies at wave 11, or 6 enemies at wave 11 will get you a kill streak because they all died pretty much at the same time. But I think maybe a big enemy has to be in the mix. But in wave 2 or 3, you can get those kill streaks with nades and stuff. I just think that in the earlier waves, though, you don't have to worry as much about, you know, I think the number is lower, like it's 4 enemies or 3 enemies at the same time. Because I have gotten kill streaks off of, you know, just 3 enemies, you know, because I went into a room, I reaved, and then I cluster nade, and boom, I got a kill streak. And I'm like, whoa, that's freaking crazy. How the hell did I get a kill streak? Like right here, this is obviously a kill streak. Actually, no, that's not. I take that back. That's wrong as well. But yeah, you know, I only got 3 enemies with that rocket. And I believe it takes... And then, now this is funny. Poor Strictly Fago could not make it to the LZ and we left him behind. He tried so hard and he just got dropped. So yeah, everyone should like this video just for that. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it, though, if you can't tell. So please comment, please like, please subscribe. And like always, have a nice day.